Good afternoon and thank you for attending the DSA's virtual convention. From a government affairs perspective, this year we stayed the course, even though at times it proved somewhat difficult to secure relevant meetings due to the impact of COVID-19 and the focus of government in particular on the pandemic. We nevertheless focused on driving our key strategic engagements within both government and the private sector. The government affairs agenda remained a key deliverable as part of the overall DSA strategy for this year. And off the bat, I need to thank the tireless efforts of the board as well as the government affairs strategic support team who underpin the work of this workstream. Each meeting undertaken this year edged the DSA forward in shaping stakeholder understanding and appreciation of the direct selling sector and its momentous value to the local economy. Notwithstanding the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, through the government affairs lens, we saw real opportunity in local economic adversity. Given our state president's call for the private sector to support the efforts of the country's economic recovery plan, this became a driving force for us in our deliberations with government this year. We utilized our current socio-economic crisis as a country as a focal point in driving a narrative which sought to shine the spotlight on our distributors, members, and customers' spirit of entrepreneurship and their desire to provide a necessary income to their families, sometimes this being the only source of income for families. We personalize our plight by sharing real examples of distributors who pride themselves in the area of direct selling. As you can appreciate, in Q1 this year, Stats SA released figures which show that our GDP had declined by 7% in 2020, in part due to the COVID-19 impact. Recently, in early Q3 2021, Stats SA had revealed that our expanded definition of the unemployment rate had eclipsed a 10-year high, which is now sitting at 44.4%. We have a national crisis on our hands, and as the DSA, we feel strongly that we can effectively contribute to the solution. With your indulgence, let me spend a little time on what we have done better this year. Our collaborative nature and integrated internal support structure afforded us the opportunity to simplify, clarify, and effectively drive our key messages with our core stakeholders in both the public and the private sector. We prioritize the potential, current value, and ease of entering and participating in the direct selling industry. By telling our story, we have positioned our distributors and the direct selling industry positively. And the intent is to capitalize on the gains of such stakeholder engagements well into the future. In all our engagements this year, there is one point which has stood out, be it with the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee for Small Business Development or the Small Business Institute, is the fact that our story has been both welcomed and acknowledged as significant to the lifeblood of the local economy. Another area where we improved was to align the key messaging from a PR and communication perspective. So essentially, what this meant is that whatever we discussed with key government ministers and officials, we were able to repeat in our communications and PR efforts in the media. It is so important that the narrative remains clear, concise, and consistent, irrespective of whom we are engaging. And to this end, I can attest to the fact that we did this well. Once again, thank you to the efforts of the support team who ensured that we remain true and consistent in such instances. In both Q1 and Q2, we focused our attention on key engagements with Invest SA, an agency of the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, and Productivity SA, a public entity of the Department of Employment and Labour. This we did based on the state president's rallying call for the private sector to support government's efforts in the implementation of the local economic recovery plan. These meetings went well, and here again, our intention is to pursue additional meetings over the next few months in this regard, in order to concretize real opportunities. Sometimes the progress is slow, but in order to be successful in positioning our industry effectively, requires a tenacious and sometimes fighting spirit. In Q2, becoming a member of the Small Business Institute is another highlight for us, and our intention is to leverage our membership in order to better position the DSA on key issues impacting the small business sector. The stats that we heard earlier today from our DSA chairman makes for a compelling, necessary, and relevant sector, especially in light of our local socio-economic challenges. Each direct seller and/or distributor, given their entrepreneurial spirit, is considered to be a small business owner. This is why we continue to knock at the door of the Small Business Development Ministry in this regard. It therefore stands to reason that in order to advance our plight and potential, we need to insist on having a seat at the policy and regulatory table of government, especially the Small Business Development Ministry. Another win for us is the work we continue to do on the complementary medicines regulations via SAHPRA, our health regulator, the National Department of Health, and the South African Pharmaceutical Council. In early Q3, following the combined work the DSA had done on the alternative standards for manufacturing, wholesaling, and distribution, we received positive feedback from SAHPRA on the opportunity to reference other standards other than the pharmaceutical standards for the manufacturing of such products as part of the licensing application process for complementary medicines. This is an important advancement for us, as most of our products are categorized as food supplements and not medicines. To this end, we ran a complementary medicines workshop for our members 4 months ago in order to support you, our valued members, who import these products into the country or have these products manufactured locally. We continue to engage via the industry task group on complementary medicines regulatory requirements, commonly referred to as the ITG. Furthermore, we presented to the Pricing Review Committee, a committee which reports to the Ministry of Health, on single exit pricing and our business model, in which we motivated for an exemption on the single exit price and the protection of our business model for Schedule 0 products. We need to ensure that direct selling is not excluded from such opportunities. Our distributors depend on our ability to effectively bat for them on our quality products at the regulatory authority level. Getting to this point, therefore, has taken us well over a year, but rewards in the end will be worthwhile, as our intention is to co-create together with government a pathway to realize mutual value for the direct selling industry. We welcome you to come along with us on this journey of co-creation, as after all, we do this for you, our members, and the industry at large. To the directors and support team who supported the work of the Government Affairs workstream this year, I want to thank you for your unwavering commitment and resolve. As we set out at the beginning of the year, the Government Affairs strategy is simple. Number one, to effectively position the DSA with key stakeholders. Number two, to drive our value proposition and potential in such engagements. And then number three, to leverage these engagements in order to further progress the value of the direct selling industry locally. I can assure you that we are now in a position to focus on number three, which is to leverage these engagements. In closing, I would like to thank you for your ongoing support of the work that we do within the workstream, and look forward to your ongoing commitment in the next year and beyond. On behalf of the Government Affairs workstream, I thank you.